Hello there, welcome back to Homistics. My name is Tutu Westerhoff, and I created this channel to share my thoughts, some inspirations, and some ideas on creating homes that inspire us all and make us happy, joyful, loving people. And today I want to talk to you about intentional living. As the holiday season approaches, it is so easy to get swept away and caught up in the excitement of decorating, over decorating our homes. But if we took a little moment to be intentional with the things that we choose to bring into our home, it can make the holiday season so much more comfortable with less clutter. I will share with you how thoughtful holiday decor can transform our spaces into clutter-free sanctuaries and create cherished traditions and memories along the way, and embrace sustainability and functionality and bring all that wonderful stuff into our home, because we want this time of the year to be a peaceful one and not a stressful one. So let's start at the front door. This year I decided to use a lot of natural elements. I incorporate things like pine cones and holly, evergreen branches and sticks, whatever that I can find that will add that festive touch will do, especially because it doesn't overwhelm the space, like using nuts or twigs or moss. So I created this decorative piece. It's not something that I learned. I just took the pieces, grabbed the pieces, found them, and just put them together. I also added this candle, which is not a real candle, so I can feel comfortable leaving it outside, leaving it on, and it kind of like gives that vibe when someone comes and visit us right at the entrance of the home. And when you walk into the home, you're going to be welcomed by an army of nutcrackers, and you're going to definitely see a couple more of them in the living room area. I absolutely love nutcrackers because they kind of like bring good luck to a home, and they're said to protect the household from bad spirits and all that. They're not functional per se, they don't crack nuts. They're just there to make the place feel like it's Christmas, I guess. Over here, you'll see a miniature Christmas village. Many of the pieces that belong to the set are no longer with us because we had a little flood down, so well, a huge flood in the basement, and I lost a whole lot of stuff. And I was able to save the houses, wash them up, but other bits and pieces that belongs to this set are gone. We don't have them anymore, but I still love it. And it still brings that atmosphere of the festival time of the year. And when it gets dark, I turn the lights on and it looks nice, warm, and cozy. My aim is to decorate for Christmas without creating too much clutter. It's either the color scheme or the theme that determines what my decor is going to look like, just to create a cohesive look that feels intentional rather than cluttered. Hanging here is a Santa Claus jumping jack that comes out every single year. This Santa Claus plays a really big role in our home, although we don't see Santa Claus as a main figure in our family in the way that we celebrate Christmas. But it's something that we've had since my children were very young, and I like to keep it here for memory's sake. It's like the little things that you bring out throughout the year that make the Christmas season a very family orientated, a very memorable time of the year. I'd also recommend that you choose decorations that serve multiple purposes, like replace some of your everyday pots or bowls or candlesticks, any kind of decor that you have that you use on a regular basis. You can replace those with holiday themed items to avoid adding extra pieces into your decor. I decided to place our fruit bowl with a silver decorative bowl to set the tone in the kitchen area. I love simplicity, not too much change because I want things to stay functional and not overwhelming. The space took a lot of thought, okay, a lot of thinking to get it to function the way that it does function. And I don't want too many things around that might get in the way of this functionality. The kitchen is the place of the home where the most traffic and the most action takes place. And I don't want anything here that will make it difficult to keep up the tidiness or keep it under control. I still believe that kitchens can be decorated and should be decorated. It's all about trying to figure out how you can bring decor in without overwhelming the space. Also, try and pick the areas you want to decorate instead of decorating every area of your home. Sometimes less is more. A few well placed decorations can have a bigger impact than a lot of smaller items. As you can see here on our dining room table, I simply exchanged the candle holders with more festive ones and placed the typical Christmas plant at the end of the table so that it does not interfere with our everyday moving around and it doesn't get in the way. This is not the table that we use for our Christmas meals or other celebrations, or for example, when we have more guests over. I will show you that table later on in the video. This one is for everyday use, so I prefer it to stay simple. Over the years, I have reduced the amount of string lights that we use throughout the house. To me, the idea of these light or of lighting in general is to bring warmth and comfort into the home instead of overpowering the space with wild lighting and colorful flashing lights. So I am very intentional about the lighting that I use. You can wrap the lights around barristers or hang them on windows or in the fireplace. Just make sure that it is intentional. From the dining room table, you'll see our fireplace. And this year, I chose to decorate it with a pine cone garland. And I intentionally chose this option instead of the typical greenery that you find because I wanted it this pine cone theme, as you will see throughout this video, to be like something bringing the nature in indoors, and the pine cone theme is something that I decided to go for this year. I wanted the focus to be on the gold metal angels that I placed on there, as you can see on both sides, to bring that the message of hope and salvation that Christmas represents, because that's what angels do. They're protectors and guiders. I have one large one on one end and the medium and the small one on the other hand with a bell, working with odd numbers to create a balance on both ends. This is one of two bells that we inherited from my in-laws, and they play a big role on the 21st of December because unlike in the UK and the US, where Christmas begins on the 25th of December, in Germany, Christmas Eve is on the 21st of December, and this day is considered the main day of Christmas. I also have a table next to the fireplace with a nutcracker. Again, there he is, another nutcracker. And on this table, you will always find nuts. There is also a very special nutcracker on that table that was gifted to me about 13, 14 years ago. Again, this is what I mean, being intentional about what you place where, bring in things that, mean something to you, things from trips that you've made or things that you've inherited. So being intentional prevents you from going out and buying any old whatnot. And it also makes you pay close attention to how you take care of your stuff. And right next to it is our a sofa. It's not the main sofa, but it's one facing towards the fireplace. I usually change the covering of this sofa during this time of year, like around November, mid-November. I change it from yellow to red. I just love it. It brings that warmth into that area as well, which is close to the eating area because, as people say, red is the color that makes people hungry, make people want to eat. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they say. I just love it. And on the sofa, you'll find cushions that I designed myself. The fabric is from my brand, Momentus Box, African inspired, details on it. And I absolutely love the red. It's not a really a red, it's more of a Bordeaux or burgundy red color. And I love it. It's a very cozy place to sit down and watch the fire. From there, we move on to our Advent wreath with 4 candles that we light on each of the 4 Sundays preceding Christmas Eve. After lighting the first candle, the Christmas season officially begins. I usually let the candle burn during the week as well until the next Sunday so that I just like seeing the difference in height in the candles. So I let them burn throughout the week to just give us that vibe as well. I have been using this particular one for the past 3 years because I think it's easy and it also has that gold metal feel that I really like to incorporate in our decor. So again, deciding on something and sticking to it because it's something that I like. You know, we must come to a place where we try and understand what it is that we really like and make that thing that we like have the front seat in everything that we buy. It should help us to decide what's good for us and what's not. Next to it, you'll find 3 Christmas trees, also in this gold metal style. But I love the combination of gold and silver together. You'll also find cookbooks for inspirations, for snacks and drinks. Again, this is working with what you have. Your books can also be decoration. You could, the Christmas books, if they're themed books, like, you know, having books that are Christmas orientated on the table will make the whole thing make sense. Another thing that you will see that comes out during this time of year is this 22-year-old angel that symbolizes our wedding. It was on a bouquet that was given to us for our wedding from a very, very dear friend, and I kept it, and it comes out every year during Christmas, and it also gives us a topic, something to talk about, and explain to whoever comes by what it is, where we got it from, and so forth. Again, this is what makes having treasured items in your home very, very important. It's not how much they cost. It's not the value of them. It's the value that you give the items, the stories behind them, the meaning behind them that makes them valuable. Our large silver steel coffee table allows me to place ornaments in there to enhance the season's vibe. Left and right of our sofa, you'll see these 2 small tables that I decided to decorate with Christmas trees using different textures. You'll find leather, um, wool, yeah, wood. Different textures bring in depth in a space and brings in interest. So when someone's walking by, there's this not it's not all flat. So that's why I absolutely love working with textures, as you can also see on the sofa itself with the throw blanket and the cushions, all giving different textures. Not too many items, but the few that are there will create that look and are pleasant for the eye. Next up is our Christmas tree. And yes, it is a real tree, and that's something that we do every single year. We usually buy it on the first Advent, and the whole process of buying the tree, choosing the tree, and putting it up is something that has become tradition in our family, and we absolutely love the whole process. Now, you will see that the lights that I have on our tree are similar to candles because, you know, I'm not going to put candles on the tree because it's going to burn and cause a fire. But I absolutely love the look of that faux candle look. It gives the tree a very classical, very calming and festive look. The ornaments that I bought myself for this tree are white, gold, and silver. All the other ones are baubles or ornaments that were given to us by our guests. Because the idea is when we get company over the Christmas season and they always ask, what should we bring? What do you want to have for Christmas? I just tell them, you know what, bring us an ornament for our tree. So if you take a close look at our tree, you will find different balls that might not speak to each other directly, but they speak to us. They all tell a story. I'll be able to tell you who gave it to us and when they gave it to us, and it just makes the whole tree become something special. And that is one of the ways in which we bring a new kind of tradition to our celebration, and it makes the whole thing more meaningful. So as I said, the hero baubles are the white, gold, and the silver ones. And usually there's a star that comes that we place at the very top. But we do that on the 24th because it symbolizes the star that guides the three kings to baby Jesus. This is our dining table. It's not set for the Christmas celebration yet because till then I use it to fix one of my large Christmas puzzles. So now my family knows this, my kids know this. When it gets close to Christmas, I pull out a puzzle and I just spread it out, and it takes me many, many days. I don't really care. All I know is that I enjoy fixing my puzzles. And yes, by the end of the season, I would have completed it, and I absolutely love it. I have different ones, well, maybe about 4 puzzles that I keep changing each year. I just choose the one that I want to fix, and it just is so much fun. It's like it helps me to stay calm, and I'm within myself, and I love the idea of starting something and completing it. So the last thing that I want to share with you guys is our nativity scene. It's very old. It might look a bit broken, no, but it's not broken. I use hot glue every year to fix out the pieces that look like they're falling off, but I love the vibe of it all. And on Christmas Eve, on the 24th of December, here in Germany, that's when we place the baby Jesus in the cradle, and I placed the three kings around it to make the whole scene complete. Because right now you only see Maria and Joseph and some animals. That's something that I absolutely love. See, there are 2 days of Christmas in Germany: the 25th and the 26th. The 24th is Christmas Eve. This decoration really symbolizes the announcement of the birth of Christ. So you guys, that's our Christmas decoration. So I hope I was able to give you some inspiration and some ideas on creating a wonderful Christmas with decor that's not too overwhelming, that is functional, that is affordable, that brings in that vibe, that brings in that family tradition, a tradition that you create yourself. Tradition, see, sometimes I think people don't understand that we're in the process already of creating traditions. And by bringing in these little things into our home, we are supporting our children and becoming stable people and understanding that there are values within the home. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.